For today's video, I'm trying my hand at making authentic British beef stew. This video is special because it comes to me via my sweet friend, Sarah. We've been friends for a very long time, and she recently married a very lovely man named Greg, and he is from London. And she posts a lot of pictures of the food that he makes, and one of her favorites is this British beef stew with dumplings. And I've always wanted to try it. Since they don't live near me, I thought, well, I'll try to make it myself. I asked Greg for the recipe that he used. He was kind enough to send it over, and I tried to follow it as close as I could. There were a couple of things I changed up just a little bit because I couldn't find the ingredients, but overall I think I did okay. We'll have to see what Greg thinks of my technique, but let's go watch the cooking portion.
I started by heating up my Dutch oven pan with a little bit of butter and oil, and then I added in some beef braising steak. These were chopped into bite-sized pieces, and I just wanted to get those nice and brown. To the beef, I added in a couple of tablespoons of flour and cooked that off for a little bit. Next, I added in some chopped onion. The recipe did call for baby onion. I didn't have it, so I used regular, along with some garlic and celery, some carrots, and this is a turnip, which I don't cook with that much, but I should more because it was delicious. I let that all cook together for a little while. And then I added in some red wine. This was a Cabernet Sauvignon. And some beef broth. Meanwhile, I had preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and here's the herbs I'm using. We have parsley, bay leaf, and thyme. Next, I added in some Worcestershire sauce. The recipe said to taste, so I just sprinkled some in, then some balsamic vinegar, also to taste, some black pepper, and some salt. Then you cover this with your lid and you put it in your preheated oven for 2 hours. Meanwhile, you make the dumpling dough. So this is flour, baking powder, and salt, all mixed together here. And then I added in some melted butter. I honestly, you might be able to tell I was a little apprehensive about this step. I have never made these dumplings before. I didn't know what I was doing, but they ended up working out. Then it just said, the recipe said just use enough water to make a dough. So I was sort of just eyeballing this and seeing how it came together. And look, not too bad. So then I started portioning off the dough into little dumpling balls. And there they are. Look how cute. Okay, so after the 2 hours is up, you take the lid off of your Dutch oven and you add in your little dumpling balls. Now the recipe said to cover it back up and return it to the oven for 20 minutes, but Greg gave me an inside tip that he liked to cook it covered for 10 minutes and then uncovered for 15 minutes to help it get golden. So that's what I did. I put this back in the oven covered for 10 minutes, took the lid off, and cooked it for an additional 15. Look how lovely! I was so happy. And it smells so good. My whole house smelled amazing. I also, while that was cooking away in the oven, I made some mashed potatoes. I leave the skin on my mashed potatoes, that's why they look like that. And then you just serve it up. So you have your mashed potatoes underneath, then your delicious beef stew, and the dumplings. That beef was so tender. The flavors were so intense and delicious. Topped with that fresh parsley, I mean, I cannot wait to make this again. This was a showstopper for sure. Here my boyfriend's putting on a little pinch of crushed red pepper flake just for the littlest amount of heat. That wasn't in the recipe, but we like a little heat, so we did that. Such a great recipe.
I am not kidding when I say that's one of the best stews I've ever made and that I've ever tried. It was so rich and delicious and comforting. If you can, you should make this. I am telling you, it's one of the best things I've made in a while. We loved it. So thank you so much, Greg and Sarah, for inspiring me to make this recipe, and thank you all for watching and joining me on that journey. I'll talk to you later. Bye.